Hi, I'm Mike with Warmnsafe Heated Gear, and today I'm going to show some examples of how to install our heat rollers on a motorcycle. A lot of riders like to have a passenger with them, and since they're not sitting right over the motor, they don't get some of the heat. They're generally colder back there. What we're going to do is do an install for a single remote controller that is new to Warmnsafe Heated Gear. First step that you need to do is install the battery harness, and to save some time we went ahead and installed the battery harness with the fuse here. We've routed it along and it comes out right here, so when you have the seat on you basically have a small pigtail. When the passenger is on there, then just pull the weather cap off, plug in, and they can stay warm. As for the driver, we're installing one of our legacy products, is the single mounted heat roller. It has a built-in battery harness in it, and this is to go directly to the battery. And then the output, we've already zip tied it in place so that if you forget to unplug before you get off the bike, it's not going to pull all the wiring out. It will slide right out. On the other end, we've done the layout. We decided that this was the best place to put it. This template comes from the instruction manual. Just cut it out, taped it on there, and went ahead and drilled the holes for it. In this installation, the dash is actually a little bit thicker, so we use a well nut to reach all the way through to the threads on the switch. When you decide where to put this, there are several things to take into consideration. Do you have enough depth in your dash so that nothing gets in the way? Is the dash too thick for the well nut to reach the threads on there? Does a blinking light distract you? If it does not, then I prefer actually to have the blinking light towards the inside of the motorcycle. That way I can tell where everything's at. If you don't like it so much, you can turn it the other way and then the knob will shadow it. You should be mounting this on the left hand side of your motorcycle so that you can keep control of the throttle. So we will install this in there. Things to note: on the back side of the board we have put a coating on there so that if it gets water or soap on there, it won't short anything together. This will not harm the controller in any way. They are totally resettable. If you get into a situation where you have a short, you remove the short, you turn it off, turn it back on, and then it's working again. As you can see, we've already got it wired up to the battery and it's working now. Before you install this, you need to get some dielectric grease and squirt it all inside of here. These are uncoated, and if you get soap on there, it can short everything together. It will not operate properly. You'll have to rinse it out, clean it, dry it, and it'll work fine. Once you have that in place and have it tightened down, be sure not to tighten it too much because most of these panels are made out of plastic or fiberglass and they will break. Once you have the LED in its spot, you'll need to put some silicone on the back side and make sure that it dries before you tamper with it. Otherwise, if you were to bump it, it would push it back in and then you wouldn't have your visual feedback. Other things to consider when you're installing this is where to route cables. Make sure that you don't route these cables anywhere where they will interfere with the function of the bike. You also don't want them hanging down so they would be touching hot motor parts and shorting them out. This is a very simple installation. It shouldn't take you but maybe 30 minutes if you're totally prepared. These are the only tools that we've used in this installation. We needed 3 drill bits because of the well nut. Use zip ties and then the small screwdriver for the set screw on the knob. Now that you're at this point, you'll slide the O-ring down all the way, put the knob on, and you can adjust tension by pushing down on it. What this does for you is if it's all the way out, there's less tension on it. If you accidentally bump it, it's going to move more easily than if you have it pushed down and put tension on the O-ring. Just tighten it down and you're done. And that will conclude your installation of the single mounted and the dual remote battery harness on your motorcycle. If you have any questions or comments, you're more than welcome to contact us through our website at warmnsafe.com. We have a phone number where you can call us. We also have troubleshooting guides and other installation pictures available. Thank you.